I'm the chief of the Metro Transit Police Department. So today at approximately 3:20 in the afternoon, our officer was working safe passage detail here at Dupont Circle. A citizen came down and alerted him to a robbery in progress at the jewelry store across the street. The officer responded to the jewelry store. Two people came out of the jewelry store. One of them produced a handgun. Our officer fired, striking one of the suspects in the leg. Both suspects retreated back into the jewelry store. Other arriving officers responded and went into the jewelry store and arrested the two individuals. There was what appears to be a handgun recovered at the scene. The suspect that was shot appears to have a non-life-threatening wound and is being treated at an area hospital. Charges are pending against both suspects. The officer did a great job. He's currently, the Metropolitan Police Department will end up investigating this officer-involved shooting, and the suspects will be charged accordingly by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Chief, the one suspect who produced the gun, as you say, did they point it at one of your officers?
That's still under investigation. We're just going to have to wait till we review all the camera footage and everything else. But that's what appears happened. Produced the gun, pointed at the officer, and the officer fired.
Chief, you mentioned safe passage. Can you explain what that is?
So we partner with the D.C. police for the children that get out of school. And we provide them safe passage to various metro stops. And D.C. does it more like in neighborhoods and stuff like that. But we work with them in the district government to make sure the kids get to and from school in a safe manner.
Was anybody working at the store at the time, and was anybody hurt?
Nobody was hurt that we know of, but yes, there were employees inside the store.
Chief, can you say where the guy was hit? You said he was hit.
It was actually a female that was shot,
Okay.
and she was hit in the leg.
Do you know if these were adults or minors?
To my knowledge, they're adults.
Okay. Do you have approximate ages?
I don't.
Chief, what's the status of the officer who fired the shot?
What's that?
The status of the officer who fired the shot?
He's full duty.
Okay, is he going to be on administrative leave?
Not at this point, no.
Okay.
Chief, we saw when you guys think they suspect walking. That motorcycle behind over there belongs to him?
Well, that's what we're investigating. So we'll have to go through the scene. Obviously, it's early, so that's why we kind of blocked everything off so we could kind of freeze what was going on and kind of investigate what artifacts are left behind to see what belongs to who. So I can't give you an answer right now until we actually complete the investigation.
Chief, did this all happen inside the store, or where can you guide us to where?
Well, the robbery happened inside the store.
Right.
So what happened? They exited the store as the officer was coming to see from the call from help from the citizen, and then the shooting took place in front of the store.
At that time, do you know how much merch that they had on them?
It's still under investigation. Like I said, we're still freezing the scene. We're trying to work through the video. We're trying to work through, all the artifacts that are at the scene. So, I'm not going to comment on any evidence that we've recovered thus far.
And can you walk us through what the process is after, as now DC Police continues their investigation?
Yeah, so the Metropolitan Police Department, their Internal Affairs Division, they'll investigate the officer-involved shooting with our officer. Once their investigation's concluded, they work in conjunction with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they make a determination as to whether there was any criminal charges by the officer or there are any type of civil rights violations. But preliminary based on this, I think our officer did a great job. He saved some lives out here and apprehended two criminals.
Will body cam video be released?
We don't release that. You have to go through our part process. But because it's evidence, we probably won't release it.
Chief, the number of suspects, how many was?
We have two in custody.
They don't think another one was waiting outside?
We don't know. It's still part. Let me just answer this question. We don't know. It's still part of the investigation. I'm sorry.
Sorry, and to clarify, so it was the woman who pointed the gun?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Would you mind just clarifying the beginning?
Sean and Ann?
So the officer was on his beat here at the Metro Station. A citizen came and told him that there was a robbery going on across the street at the jewelry store. He came out, went across the street, and confronted the two suspects outside the jewelry store.
We'll take one more question.
Did the cop go inside the store before he fired the shot?
The shooting happened outside the store.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we have so far. Now, subject, once we get through all the evidence, a lot of this information is preliminary, so it could change as we go along. But these are, the facts that I know right now.
Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.